You ever work so hard for something, you finally get there, and instead of pure joy, you just feel kind of weird? A little off balance, maybe? Well, turns out you are not alone. So today we're going to unpack that strange, often uncomfortable feeling that comes with success and figure out what it's really trying to tell us about our journey.
Right, let's start with that dizzying feeling itself. You know the one. It's that unsteady sensation you get when you've hit a new level and all of a sudden the ground feels a long, long way down.
You know, there's actually a perfect word for this: vertiginous. It describes that feeling of dizziness you get from being up high. But what if that great height isn't about buildings or mountains? What if it's the new peak you've just reached in your career or in your life?
And that gets us to the real heart of it, doesn't it? Why does something that's supposed to be good, something you've worked for, sometimes feel so unsettling? Why can a huge win feel less like a victory and more like you're about to lose your footing?
Well, the answer is all about a major shift in perspective. It's about realizing you might be reading the signals all wrong. It's about seeing yourself as climbing, not falling.
This quote just changes everything. Let that sink in for a second. That feeling of distance, that sense of being ungrounded, it isn't a warning sign that you're about to crash. Nope, it's the evidence that you have climbed.
So here's the big takeaway, right? That uneasiness, that vertigo, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It is proof of your progress. It means you took a risk, you grew, and now you're standing somewhere new. That discomfort is the landmark that shows you just how far you've come.
Okay, so if we accept this feeling is a good sign, a sign of climbing, then how do we deal with it? How do we get comfortable at this new altitude? Let's talk about the how-to.
This is such a great way to think about it. Imagine holding a balloon, just clutching it, terrified it's going to float away. That's how we are with our achievements, right? We hold on so tight, and that constant fear is exactly what makes us feel so unsteady.
And this creates two totally different mindsets. If you're on the fixed path, you're obsessed with that one balloon, that one specific goal. Any little thing that goes wrong feels like a total disaster. But if you're on the flexible path, hey, if one balloon floats away, it's an opportunity to find a new one, maybe one that's even better.
So how do you get that flexibility? It really comes down to managing your expectations. And there are two simple steps. First, just apply yourself the absolute best that you can. Put all your focus on your own effort, on what you can control. And second, and this one can be tough, don't expect a whole lot from other people. Let go of being attached to outcomes that depend on them. When you're just focused on your own performance, the fear of losing gets a whole lot smaller because you know you gave it your all.
And this quote just nails it. Flexibility is everything. It completely transforms what feels like a loss into a chance to go down a different road, to gain something you never ever would have found if you were stuck on that one fixed path.
Now, let's get real for a second. This whole climbing and growing thing, it's not always a walk in the park. Pushing ourselves has consequences, and it's so important to understand that and to know who's got your back. This leads us to this idea of overstretching. You know, that drive to want it all, to chase every single opportunity. And it's a total paradox, right? It's a habit that can build incredible new doors for you, but it can also leave you feeling absolutely drained, completely burnt out. And that right there is the reality of the climb. Yeah, overstretching opens up possibilities, but it can also lead straight to burnout. And you know what? It is totally okay to not be perfect. You're not going to make the best choice every single time, especially when you're spread thin. And that's exactly why you need a support system to help fill in those gaps. And that's really your ultimate safety net on this climb. You're not supposed to do it all by yourself. The people who really matter, who are really in your corner, they'll see you're trying your best, and they'll be there to lend a hand, to offer support, and to help you patch things up when you're overstretched. So, let's wrap up with this question. Knowing now that the dizziness can actually be a sign of your success, that being flexible is your best tool, and that having a support system is your safety net, what does that change for you? What new heights that maybe seemed way too scary before now feel possible?